sensational.
And subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Mandatory DNA test at birth. Is
Let's
this
go.
Like this.
is this infringing on women's rights?
Ladies first.
Yeah. No.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't think that is infringing.
Juju,
I'm indifferent.
what could it possibly hurt?
I mean, it's her right to do it or not.
How is it her right?
It is.
If you gonna be a man and you gonna be like, yo, I'm taking this initiative to do this, go all the way with it from the get-go. Yo, listen, I love you, you my wife, but I'm gonna get my second child tested. I really don't care what you think.
Wait, but really? He could have avoided it. He could have avoided it. He literally could have been like, I'm going to swipe them all. That would have been the smart thing. Swipe them all.
For me,
I bet you the third
Nah.
one wasn't his.
I can't really tell you why I.
And that's the funny part.
Yeah.
I can't really say why I.
Wrong
feel this way,
kid.
But I feel like if he would have came to her first, right, and said, "Well, I feel like." I feel like this middle child doesn't look like me. I'm having, doubts about this. I would have reassured him, and if I don't know,
You
a little
can't,
head.
you can't reassure a man that don't believe that child is mine.
babe, I don't know what you're talking about.
You're drinking.
This
Hold
is-
on.
Yeah.
A little head. Listen, a little head changes everything. You know what? He kind of do look like me.
Here comes
If you
baby
have
number
felt-
4.
If you have felt that any of these kids are yours, I'm here to tell you,
all
I've
niggas.
never been with anyone else. These are all your kids. And if you felt like you still, you don't take my word for it and you still gotta swipe the kid, I would be like, you could go ahead and do that. But if you do, I'm out of here. I'm gonna be.
But the thing is that he has the right.
Because I'm trying to reassure you. If this is what.
Yo,
you're
wait.
doing-
No, hold on, Rico. Here's the thing, real quick.
head is
Amanda,
definitely
you know what? And when we were developing this topic 2 months ago, I would have been with you. I would have been 100%. Don't question my honor, all of that. However,
Do you watch Yana?
who? Oh no.
Good show. Good show.
We'll get back to that.
Good show.
No, but recently I've been watching things I was watching, and I literally saw a man's heart be broken
Man.
when he I saw it.
That's when
You know how you see a
when
man's
the
heart
Henny
get
starts.
broken when he found out that kid is not his?
And then they cater to the mom.
Yo,
Only-
that hurt me. I felt it. He wanted it so bad to be his kid, and it wasn't his kid. So to me, I'm like, dude, do it. If it's gonna give you peace, do it. It's not because my honor is in question, and that's fine. That's ego. Because you're questioning me and questioning all that. That's my ego speaking. My
It is.
ego is saying hey, don't question.
It's actually
Dude,
true. I
If
didn't
it's
think
gonna give
about
you
that,
peace, do it. Because you know what? Ultimately, I know I have never stepped out. I know that is your child.
Or at least I ain't step out at that time.
Let a man ask me for a DNA test for a child that he knows is his because you only been met.
What's wrong with a man asking for a DNA test? He didn't carry that baby. He doesn't know what you did on days when he wasn't around. He just want proof that the kid is his. By right, I think every man should be given a DNA test upon when a child is born so he doesn't spend the rest of his life raising a kid that doesn't belong to him. And why we acting like there aren't women out here pinning kids on men that it doesn't belong to? My thing is, you went as far as saying it's embarrassing or he's trying to embarrass you when he asks for a DNA test. It's only embarrassing when you sleeping around and you know for a fact the baby not his. My thing is, why y'all so offended when they ask for a DNA test? If you know the baby's his, I don't think there is no offense behind it. Of course, he just won't prove the baby's his. What is wrong with that? I feel like women that get offended by men asking for DNA tests are women that sleep around with a lot of men and don't know who the father is, and they just tend to pin the baby on whoever.
Guy does DNA test behind baby mother's back, finds out the kid isn't his.
Open the bank report. I bought that 3 days ago. Yeah. Why the hell would you do that? I had to make sure. Now you're doing that. See,
It's another test. I think although he's going through an incredible situation, it's an absolute godsend that we can all watch this situation because the impact of paternity fraud is real. At the end of the day, paternity tests should be made mandatory. And if you don't choose to protect yourself, then no one else will. This entire video was on some other ish. But
how do you feel about a DNA test being mandatory for all dads? Ooh. And his story was he took care of a child for a substantial amount of time, and later on ended up finding out that that child was not his. So he had to pay child support for this child. Of course, he had a very close relationship with this child. However, the mother of the child did not have to repay back any of that child support. So he's the one that's going through the emotional damage. He's the one that's damaged. And of course, the child is damaged.
Say, do you think DNA testing should be mandatory for all men? Absolutely. But I'm gonna ask you what you think. All right.
Trending topic is getting a DNA test even if you're married. Men believe that if your wife has a baby or your girl has a baby, you have the automatic right that that DNA test should be done as soon as that baby is born. Me personally, I ain't got a problem with it because I understand how the world works and there are some grimy people out there, right? And I know some women are gonna be like, oh my God, that's so rude. How dare you question my loyalty? I've been loyal to you this entire time. First off, the same way women go through things and women want men to respect that, why can't y'all respect it and understand that men go through things? And this is one of those where a woman will say he's the father when he really isn't. And now this dude wasted 10 years raising a child that's not his. And now the correlation I'm about to make is crazy and wild, but it makes sense in my little head. If you believe you should go through your partner's phone, as a woman, if you think, hey, if I'm in a relationship with you, I should be able to check that phone whenever I want, I think as a man, that man should be able to DNA test that baby, married, not married, whatever it is, as soon as it's born. I don't care how loyal you are, because that man could be just as loyal and never be cheating, but since you have that curiosity and you want him to respect that, so he gives you access to that phone, that man should be able to get a DNA test on a baby, no matter how loyal.
I had two guys call in. They work at DNA testing centers. One guy had to quit. One guy still works there. He told me 40% of the children are not the man's child. 40%. He said 40%.
Somebody call
and
Maury.
It's usually
make DNA testing
it's
mandatory.
It's two scenarios. It's where the woman, the person's getting a DNA test because the woman claims that is their child. Turns out it's not. The other one is where the parent is on a deathbed and makes a confession, or they need a liver transplant, blood transfusion, and the blood type, there's no way that can actually be the father. So then they find out because of medical reasons, you mean that's not my father? Then the father finds out from that way. He said it took such a toll on him that he could no longer do it because he would be sitting on the phone counseling the men and the grown children who these women falsely accuse. We see it on Maury, we see it on paternity court, but yet we say men need to be held accountable.
Where from 5 to 30% of the general population, men are raising and paying for children that are not theirs and don't know. According to the American Association of Blood Banks, between 25 and 30% of the males who are accused of being the father, they take a paternity test and find out they did not do it.
Are you for mandatory DNA testing at birth?
I am absolutely on record at saying that if we want to prevent the problem of having men challenge paternity later down the road, then let's apply a proactive solution. Automatic DNA testing at birth would work to help two things. One, we would assure that the right parents were named on the birth certificate. Two, it would stop paternity fraud and take the profit out of paternity fraud.
But so many women's groups say this wouldn't be fair. You're acting like you don't trust the mother. Why do you think they say that?
It's a red herring. It takes away from the focus of, well, who's the one person who has all of the information about potential fathers or the paternity candidate? It is the child's mother. And currently, in most places, she has no duty to disclose that, well, wait a minute. Well, my husband's not really my child's father. My boyfriend is. Like, well, wait, later. But you're married. You forgot that you were married? No.
There should be mandatory DNA testing at birth.
No.
I don't know why you, okay.
Because it's calling my wife a whore to do that. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Why? Okay, so
because
women...
the assumption of first of all, mandatory, good grief, but the premise of it is that my wife is sleeping around.
Okay, so
I'm quite confident my wife is not sleeping around.
The woman feels icky for a little bit, but then
the man feels icky. I would feel quite icky.
Wait. The woman feels icky for a little bit. Fine, maybe the man feels icky.
Certainly he would. Calling his wife a whore and him a cuckold.
It prevents men from being put on child support and raising kids that aren't theirs.
You're saying they're
And if people want to opt out of it, fine, you can opt out.
So it's not mandatory.
But
it's voluntary. But there it is voluntary. Yes.
I think it would be better if it was mandatory. I think that's a better.
So then the men can opt out.
Oh my gosh, what are you?
Quit.
Bye, Felicia.
Be the best you can be. Love your family, love your friends. Spread love, not violence, not this virus. As always, peace.